Hey there, welcome to the Marketing Secrets Unveiled pod and vodcast with me, Brian Conway. And what I'm going to discuss in this episode is SEO dead? Okay, that's a question that I've been asked because somebody has been watching some of our marketing tips throughout this series and said they've been spending a lot of time on SEO, that they've invested a lot of money, and as of this time they're still not seeing any major results, certainly not seeing much of an ROI, and still not actually ranking, and therefore asked me, should they even bother with SEO? Does it work anymore? Or is there a better strategy that they should be adopting? Now, the first thing I'd like to say is, yes, of course, there is a place for SEO. People are still using search engines to find businesses and products and services, and therefore there's a place for it. But you've got to think about your strategy, and I'll explain what I think is the best strategy in a moment. But for me, it comes down to what's your objective. And for me, from my clients, it's about getting leads. Because if you've got leads, then you've got people to sell to, whether that's face-to-face or over the phone or through digital marketing services. But you've got people to sell to. And if you've got people to sell to, then you're going to close business and you're obviously going to make money. And if you're a business owner, that's about revenues and profits. And if you're a salesperson, that might be about retiring your sales commission, your sales quota, so you can earn sales commission. So certainly it's about generating leads. And for me, again, it's about doing that as quickly as possible. So quick case study, last Wednesday at about 5:30, we had a new ad approved for a campaign we'd put together that day, or that afternoon to be specific. And by the time I'd got home from the gym at about 7:30, we'd already had 2 or 3 leads. And by the time I went to bed, I was up to 4 or 5, I think. The next morning, I got up and we were at 7 or 8. But I know by close of play on the Thursday, we had 12 leads. So we'd spent £20, and in 24 hours, we created 12 new leads that were totally fresh and new to this business. So for me, that's the priority. The other benefits of paid advertising and using that model is that, as I said, it gets you results quickly, which allows you to test different offers and different landing pages and really kind of optimize what works and what gives you the best conversions and what creates the most leads for your investment. But if we compare that to SEO, it's a very different strategy. So let me hop on over to Google here. And let's put in a search phrase. Let's say SEO advertising advertising agency. Okay, so you are if I could spell correctly, an SEO advertising agency, and you maybe want to rank for that phrase. Well, somebody may well search for it. In fact, a lot of people do, by all accounts. The first challenge to recognize here on the search results is that there is another 110, you are one of 110 million results that come up. And the other thing you'll probably notice here is the first 4 results are actually paid. So if you want to be at the top of this page, and what we call above the fold, which is the bit that's first seen before people have to scroll down, then paid again has got you right to the top there. Now, some people may not trust those first 4 results because they're paid, so they may scroll down and then look at the more organic stuff, assuming these companies are ranking because they are good at what they do, and therefore you start to see the what's called the organic search results. Now, the thing to know about this is a couple of things. First of all, I'm not sure what the current statistics are, but the last time I read this, something like 92% of clicks, that's somebody clicking on an advert, or a result here, goes to the first page. So you've got to be in the first 10 results out of 110 million, even to probably get any click whatsoever. The other bit of research I've read is that something like 70+% of those clicks goes to the first 3 search results here, and 50% of those to the first. Okay, now those statistics may move around and change a little bit, but that's statistically where you've got to rank in the top 3. Now there's a challenge obviously in doing that. It takes time, you've got to beat other people, but the thing is you're primarily trying to rank for a particular search phrase. So you've got to optimize your site, which is what SEO does, to rank for a particular search phrase. And typically 2 or 3 phrases is what an SEO company is going to try and rank you for. So you're quite limited on what you can go for. You've got to. So what I always recommend is actually test what works first using paid. So see what headlines work, what hooks, what bait attracts people, what landing page converts. So you know that the creatives and the landing sales copy and the advert and all that sort of stuff, the messaging works. Then maybe start to look for the long term as far as ranking from an SEO perspective. That's my strategy. It's quite a complex process to rank. You've got to have the right metadata. You've got to have the right keyword density in your sales copy. You've got to have backlinks. There's other links coming into your site. All these things help you rank, and companies will help you do this, but it is quite complex. It's a lot harder than anybody even knew. Creating a landing page using something like ClickFunnels and putting an advert into let's say a Facebook ad, targeting their audience very specifically using demographics and things that you can choose to pick your audience, and then putting an advert up and getting it live within hours, potentially minutes, and then getting results in hours and leads coming into your business that quickly. So there's pros and cons of each. Ranking is is a long-term game typically, but it also is something to think about, which maybe I'll talk about tomorrow because I want to wrap this short training up now and focus really on just the SEO piece. But you've also got to think about where people are in their buying process, because somebody may be looking for an SEO advertising agency when they know that's what they want to do, but at the early part of their business or buying process, when they're looking at what their business is trying to achieve, and the problem is getting more leads, they might Google not SEO advertising agency, but what is SEO? And therefore you've got to rank for that phrase, which is a very different phrase, and you can't sort of necessarily do both at the same time, or if you do, it's going to take a long time to rank for both of those. So it is complex. I'd certainly recommend using an advertising agency, an SEO agency, if you are going to go after this organic result, kind of traffic strategy. But personally, I think paid is much quicker, allows you to test and allows you to get results and leads, as I said, almost instantly in comparison anyway. So that's a little bit of SEO. I don't think it's dead. It's not my preferred strategy. Paid certainly has more value, but you've got to think about what is it you're trying to achieve. How do your prospective clients buy? So what is their potential buying process? And therefore, if it's about leads and you want to do that quickly and you want to integrate it into a digital marketing strategy, then you can do that much quicker with paid. So that's it for today's episode. I trust you found that useful. Please head on over to marketingsecretsunveiled.com if you want to get more resources and insights into marketing strategies. Please do share, like, and comment. That's always appreciated. Ask any questions. I'll be happy to answer them in these pod and vodcasts. But in the meantime, just apply this stuff that I teach and start to see results and make money. That's ultimately what this is all about. So this has been Marketing Secrets Unveiled. My name has been Brian Conway, and I see you again in the next episode. Bye-bye.